Your first alert forecast, the humidity is still impacting your morning comfort. It's helping to create haze and fog. We have a few passing clouds, but still plenty of sun today. Now notice by the early afternoon, some stray rain and storms start developing in the Smokies. A couple pop up in the mountains of northeast Tennessee and southeastern Kentucky into your afternoon. A couple of storms then develop on the plateau, so we end up with an isolated coverage, mainly outlining the valley to end the day, though. We'll change that up with a couple of storms then drifting into the valley. So this is part of a front being on the way to help keep some at least isolated rain and storms going to start the night. Notice they still try to kind of ebb and flow here a bit. Those fizzle out, a few more try to drift our way. A couple of storms in the middle of the night to your early Tuesday morning. Tuesday is the day the actual batches of rain and storms head our way. So just keep that in mind if you want to get outside, if you want to enjoy another day around 90 in the valley. That'll take you from 71 in the morning to 84 at noon. Southwesterly wind today 10 to 15 miles per hour and gusts around 20 miles per hour. High 91, but it feels hotter. Again, that helps to create some storms and support them when they move in. So let's talk about that feels like forecast where you live, because it is going to feel like upper 80s to low 90s for most of our area by lunch. Afternoon, feeling like a lot of mid to upper 90s. Zooming in here, first alert feels like forecast where you live 97, Knoxville 98, Lenore City 96, Madisonville. Make sure you're staying hydrated, using that pool. 91 in Crossville, 93, Jamestown, maybe hit the waterways like Watts Bar. 97 is what it'll feel like in Kingston, to 96 in Williamsburg. 93 for a feels like temperature in Tazewell in the heat of the day. Take those low to mid 90s as well up into far northeast Tennessee, 95 Rogersville and Dandridge. Now the key here is tomorrow is when that front's headed our way. So I do think that'll actually cut us off on our heating closer to 3, but notice that also cuts us off at 85. So then we're just below average on that high after another warm morning. 71 to start, 79 at 11, high will be 85. Then a few more storms develop and move through in the afternoon. So Tuesday morning starts off with spotty rain and storms. There's a couple drive along the plateau, 7 to 8. 9 to 10, couple more starting to build up, but even then it's still pretty spotty until the second half of the day. Then in the afternoon, driving up scattered rain and storms, best coverage coming in. There's 3 o'clock, some choppy downpours and gusty storms moving from the plateau into parts of the valley. Stirred around here, notice there are pauses. This isn't a very impressive front in terms of organization here. I do think we'll have some downpours and storms varying around parts of town. Coverage continues to gradually increase into the evening hours. So there's 80% of our area catching rain and storms on the tail end of your Tuesday. Tuesday night starts off with the rain, then it'll be moving out. So when we add up how much rain's moving in, this can create some big differences. I mean, we easily could end up with a couple of dry slots, but majority of our area, at least that 80% coverage, I think we'll end up in this quarter to an inch of rainfall as it moves into our area, moves across, moves out into Wednesday. Wednesday will then actually be right around more normal heating, and then the next heat wave starts. So we really get this brief break before that heat takes right back over to end the week. But maybe that's great news for you with the 4th of July. Just know that it really just barely ticks down with the front passage and hops right back up. Low 90s return Thursday. I do think we'll be in the low to mid 90s on into your 4th of July weekend. Just seeing some stray mountain storms on the 4th Friday. Same story for Saturday and then Sunday to Monday. Slowly trickling up a couple more storms. So back to limited rain chances, back to another heat wave. But again, we'll be tracking those storms for you Tuesday, mainly afternoon to evening as that front and that brief break in between heat waves in your first alert 8-day planner.